This question is about reducing by a percentage. Lizzie's monthly salary was reduced by 1/5. If her new salary is $15.32, what was her monthly salary before it was reduced? Okay, so what does it mean to reduce? If you reduce something by 1/5, well, let's draw a little pie. I think pies are just a good way to picture fractions. So we're going to go kind of to the center here. 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, sorta. That's a little bit uneven, isn't it? Let me back up those last two. A little better. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sort of even pieces of pie there. And we're going to reduce by 1/5. So if we take this right here, so if we reduce 1/5, then how much does that leave? That leaves 4/5, doesn't it? If you reduce something 1/5, if you take 1/5 away, it leaves 4/5. So it leaves 4/5. So that's the idea of reducing by a fraction. If you reduce her salary by 1/5, that means they left 4/5. So her new salary, was the wrong salary. Her new salary is 4/5 of her old salary, right? Because it was reduced by 1/5. That's what it means to be reduced. Well, just like if you take this pie here, right? If we reduce the pie by 1/5, we take 1/5 of the pie, that leaves 4/5 of the pie, doesn't it? So if you reduce her salary by 1/5, that her new salary, what's left, is 4/5 of her old salary. Well, that's what we want. So her new salary is equals 4/5 of, what is of always in math, times her old salary. Let me get rid of that. That 4/5 wasn't part of it. Her old salary. I don't want that 4/5 to be confused. There. Her old salary. What's her old salary? Call that X. That's what we're trying to figure out. That's what they're asking us for. What was her monthly salary before that reduced? What was her old salary? And her new salary, yeah, I can get rid of this right here. Her new salary, they're telling us right here, her new salary, $15.32. You see how we came up with that? So again, they reduced her salary by 1/5. So her new salary is 4/5 of her old salary, because 4/5 of it was left when they reduced it by 1/5. So 4/5 of is times her old salary, that's what we're trying to find, X, we don't know, is her new salary, equals her new salary, $15.32. They told us that's her new salary. So there's the equation we need to solve. 4/5 times X is $15.32. How do we solve that for X? How do we get rid, because you remember that it's like a wall of separation, and whoops, that was not the right button. X is over here saying, I want to be alone, Get rid of that fraction. How do you do it? You multiply by the upside down, right? Whatever you do to one side, you got to do the other. Because then the 5s and the 4s cancel. That gets X alone. So then on your calculator, you take 5 divided by 4 times 15.32. And so, let's see what the calculator says. I'm getting 1915. There it is. That comes out 1915. So that must have been her old salary before it was reduced. That's the old salary. So her, because X, remember X was the old salary, and now we know X equals 1915. That's the old salary. Let's check it. How do we know that's right? Let's check. How do we know that was, if that was her old salary, 1915, and then it was reduced by 1/5. Isn't that what they said? Yeah, reduced by 1/5. Okay, so you know how to do that. Take 1915 times 1/5, and right, which is just dividing by 5, right? And that's a 383. And so then if you take 1915 and you subtract 383, reduce it by 383, you get 1532. That's the new salary. Is that what they said was the new salary, 1532? Yep, there it is, new salary, 1532. So check. That checks out just perfect, doesn't it? 1915 was the old salary. Multiply by 1/5, 383, reduce it by 383 is the new salary. So that is the new salary that checks out, 1532. So 1915 really is the answer for the old salary. Put that up here. 1915 must have been her old salary before they reduced it. So again, recapping, whenever you read a word problem, a fraction word problem in which they remove or reduce or take away a fraction of something, picture a pie. If you remove 1/5 of it, that leaves 4/5 of it, doesn't it? So that means her new salary equals 4/5 of is times her old salary, right? It leaves 4/5. The new salary is 4/5 of the old salary, and then you can solve for the old salary.